Trash to Cash Podcast, episode 82. I'm Dave, the NC Haircut. Over here we got Kevin, the Commonwealthy Picker. And down there we've got Kerry, the American Arbitrage. And as always, we started off the show with 15 minutes of me teaching these guys how to use computers.
You think by episode 80, somebody might figure it out.
Yeah, congratulations, Kevin. Congratulations on 2023.
Yeah, we made it. We're a little late, but we're here.
That is so random. Kevin, for some reason, if you're listening to the audio version of the show, has decided to put up a balloon in the background that says 2023. So,
well, technically it said class of above it, but it fell down. So,
That's a likely story. A likely story.
So why do you have that up, Kevin?
Bubba has graduated. Yeah.
Bubba, huh?
Bubba? Okay, Bubba.
He only has 1 degree, Kerry, but he got it by age 20.
Got it.
He got it by age 21 degree?
1 degree? Okay. Oh, he's graduating college.
College, yeah.
Man, so you had him when you were 72? Or 73?
Yeah. Let's see. 64.
He's like Hugh Hefner. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, Kerry... You seem depressed. Let's talk about that.
Whatever. Kerry seems depressed. I feel like I'm counseling 2 people all week long.
Me and Kerry are both depressed. Let's be honest.
It's like I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
This is
Kevin,
not my
YouTube.
gig.
YouTube is a fickle beast. If it's not giving you the serotonin that you need, you get discouraged. But no, I'm just tired. I've been driving all day. By driving, I mean Dawn's been driving all day, and I've been in the passenger seat. Much like Kevin, but I don't have snacks. No. Kevin had snacks, which I'm a little bit jealous of.
Where have you been driving?
We went to St. George, so that's like an hour and a half away.
Oh, okay.
Visited her dad for a couple. We were only there for like 3 or 4 hours, and then left. That's all we did. Yeah. All day driving.
Wow. And you drove none of it.
I don't. Yeah, no. It's not safe for me to drive. You guys have been in the car with me. It's dangerous, and I go like 15 miles below the speed limit. So it's just.
All right. Well, let's get right to the depression. Is the depression for lack of sales? Is it because you're not YouTube stars like you thought you'd be like top A-listers?
Let's talk about this. Kerry, you go first.
Is that what it is?
Why are you depressed? We're gonna start the show off on a negative tone.
On a happy note. Hey, happy 2023. These guys hate it.
I just look. This is how Kevin judges depression. I just said, "Hey, I've gotten less views the last couple videos because I was doing daily videos, and what I learned is nobody wants to see them. So, unlike YouTube, I'm just kidding. There is actually a group of people who want to see them. So, what I decided to do was focus more on my card stuff. So, I'm doing 7 videos a week, but I'm doing it between 2 channels, so that makes it a little less stressful. I feel like. So, I'm still putting out the same amount of work, give or take, but. Honestly, my last couple videos have done well, so I'm back feeling well. It's very much dependent on whether YouTube does well or not. Honestly, because you put a lot of effort into it, and you get that way too. Don't act like you don't.
Never. I'm happy as a clam all the time about everything.
Nothing. I like clams.
Clam chowder's good.
It was good though. Dave was even trying to depress people in the Patreon today, in the Discord. Yeah. He's like, no. Yeah. Somebody puts up a thumbnail. Is this good? Dave's like, no, it sucks.
It sucks. Terrible. Quit now. Suck. We all suck.
And then they ripped on you. They're like, I wish I had a 9 out of 10 video that had 10,000 views.
It had 7,000 views. And all I was saying, I was giving advice. They asked for advice on a thumbnail. And I said, I just did a very similar thumbnail, and it didn't do well comparatively to past videos. So I was just giving them advice. And
well, I'm just glad nobody's depressed about reselling. It seems like we're back on that kick again. I'm getting these it's coming in on every platform. It's like I'm quitting eBay, or eBay I can't sell anything, or you got to do this or you're not going to sell. It's everywhere right now. Are you seeing any of that, Dave? Or people that watch you kind of expect that every day?
Well, that's what I say in every video. I mean, I did a whole video dedicated to you giving me bad advice. And honestly, I think I should change the title and thumbnail to I should never have listened to Commonwealth Picker.
Well,
since it's a 9 out of 10.
Commonwealth Deception. That's what you should call it.
There's a podcast that will remain nameless that put my name in it and got top views. And then there's Reseller Information did the same thing. So, do it. Go for it. This is my last episode on this thing anyways. I looked up you guys. Oh, you're
quitting the show? That's got to be...
Well, listen. I mean, we hit 7,500 on a podcast on YouTube. That's pretty impressive. What more do you want? What more do you want from
we hit what?
I mean, 7,500. You're all depressed all week. You got a podcast that's got 7,500 on YouTube and probably 2,500 on
all
podcasting.
This new competition. I saw this guy
competition
in the chat, and his name was literally blank blank podcast, and he was like talking trash. And I mean, I don't know if he has a show. Seems like he might have at some point. Maybe not anymore. I don't know. Or maybe he's starting a show. I don't know.
Well, you've buried a lot of podcasts, Dave. This podcast has buried a lot. It cannot bury the Reseller Clickbait podcast because they're already underground. But, you know.
Yeah. You can't bury what never came out.
We could bury the new old something podcast, but their views are going
fuddy
this
duddy
way.
Flipper.
They're
Are the lunch people still doing the podcast they're doing?
The lunch people.
The lunch. Yeah,
there's a surprise guest coming on that podcast. It's not me, by the way.
It's Heather.
You on it?
But I was shocked.
It's definitely Heather.
It might be.
Heather.
Happy Mother's Day, Heather. It's Mother's Day, everyone. Happy Mother's Day.
I mean, ladies, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day. So, what did you guys do? Did you have like a day dedicated to your spouses and significant others, or?
I woke her up. I made breakfast, like 3-course.
You woke her up. You got her to make breakfast. Then what?
No, and then I just did whatever she wanted all day long. Then I took her out to a
wonderful
dinner, and that's why I got dressed up.
You made her cook dinner.
Gave her an expensive gift. And she's still not happy.
She's still not happy, really?
No. She's also right here, about ready to.
And who is this? Who is this that's not happy?
Who is this? This is Lura's mom.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you writing something down here? Oh, you're texting her right now, aren't you?
Yeah, of course I'm
yes,
texting
you're
your wife
texting
right
her
now.
right now. I got you. That's very kind of you.
Okay.
So
She does all your. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was just gonna say you're not depressed about sales, did you? So you got off of this kick. Speaking of bad advice, I remember Dave consistently saying you should do videos every day and never quit, and so clearly that was bad advice.
I don't think it was bad advice at all. I think he should keep doing it. I think he's wimping out.
He is doing it. He's doing it on 2 channels. What do you want out of a guy? 7 videos a week? That's a lot.
You know what? He's got no job. He's just sitting there. He's just sitting on his butt all day.
Dave's like, I do that many, and I work 50 hours a week. You know, hey,
I don't understand. I'm putting out quality content, man. I'm putting out quality content. I had a cards video, a TikTok. It's like at 500,000 views, man.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard that is? I don't know.
TikTok. So you have a separate TikTok too for that? I guess I didn't know.
Yeah, the separate cards TikTok, card Instagram, Pinterest, and I'm also
so you're going down on that card ship then, right? You're going down with the card ship.
Oh yeah, no, it's something like a stone, but I'm into it.
You do remember like 2002 when it just fell off the edge and everything was worthless?
It fell off. It fell off. Yeah, I would say like early 2000s because I didn't even collect cards for like the mid 2000s.
2002, I think is what I just said.
No, I just didn't realize it fell off a cliff because I was too cool to be doing cards at that time. I was in college.
Add a 0.
2023. Yeah, so I just renamed my video to I wish I had not listened to Commonwealth Picker. Or the whole video, Kevin, is me. I'm sitting there. I'm looking up because I had no sales.
You're selling Tupperware?
No. I was listing Victoria's Secret cologne, perfume. Whatever, right?
Okay.
And so I'm listing this, and I go and I look. I had mentioned... What's that, Gary?
And you even sell cologne and stuff like that anymore on eBay?
Gosh.
No, you're not supposed to. So basically, I did a video where I talked about how I got this perfume. It's worth a lot of money. Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker, told me to list it, but list it as new, 80% full, because, you know, no one's used the 80% that's left, which is ridiculous. Like, do you want this brand new soda 40% full, Kevin? I'll sell it to you for $2. Like, that's a ridiculous concept in the first place. Totally scammy. But I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And so I talk about it, and then in the next video, I'm actually, like, listing it. And I'm in there and I'm punching it in and all this stuff. And I once I list both of them for like $80 and $70 because they were valuable perfumes, even partially used, I start reading my comments. And every comment is, don't listen to Commonwealth Picker. I got banned for 3 days for doing this. Please don't do this. I got suspended. I got, you know what I mean? Like all the comments are people getting suspended and stuff. So... People are saying, Commonwealth Picker gave you bad advice. Don't listen to Kevin, blah, 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 blah. So what's going on, Kevin? You're just a bad reseller? Is that what's happening?
Listen, I'm not going to tell anybody to do anything that's going to put their account at risk. But, you know, I've done it for years. I mean, forever. Well, ever since they changed the policy, right? And so far, I've never had an issue. I've had them up. I have things. Go look at my account right now. I've got perfume on there, cologne on there. I've got stuff on there.
You
Not a
could
whole lot, but
probably
I've got it on there.
probably sell perfume and cologne on other sites, Kevin, like Poshmark, your new favorite.
You just said banana. Banana or Bonanza?
Yeah. So I want to hear from people in the comments, because most of them are overwhelmingly going to say, yes, Dave, don't listen to him, right? And every time I pick up a P90X, it's like, oh, the world's going to end. So, it is tough, but if it's a legit P90X, you actually can sell it on eBay. They might give you trouble, but it's bogus half the time. And I just sell them on Mercari. Always have. Never had an issue. They don't go for much, though, so it's kind of a dumb pickup anyways. But,
when in doubt, I just put stuff on Mercari. If I'm ever slightly nervous about something, it goes on Mercari or Poshmark. I don't even bother.
Well, someone told me that perfume and cologne are also banned from Whatnot, Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh,
have
really?
you heard of that app?
No. I've never heard of it. Maybe.
What's it called? What's the app I just said?
I'm getting set up. What?
I'm just curious. Interesting.
No, what is this? What are you taking notes here?
Yes, what is the deal? We're trying to up our game as co-hosts of the podcast.
People always say that this is not a very educational podcast, and we have
we learned that Dave is chicken.
Kevin, where would I best find a resource to help me with my tax?
What is this?
I'm just curious.
Your bookkeeper?
No, there's some app or something, right?
My Reseller GD, yes. My Reseller GD.
My Reseller
Code Commonwealth, 30% off first month.
I got my bill. No, Carrie, no. Because I know, you just quiet.
Chickens?
No, don't answer this question. Don't answer this question. I got a bill from my accountant for my taxes.
I did too. Was it way
higher than I thought.
It was 3 times what I thought it would be.
I thought it was gonna be like $500. It was $1,700.
No. Well, first of all, you have to get some. You have a lot of initial work that goes on the first year, so it'll go down. But it was. Let's just say that if I were you, if I had your bill, I would be happy. Let's say that. Now that has nothing to do with my Reseller Genie or any of that. It was hefty, but I knew it was going to be hefty. I don't know if you knew it was going to be hefty. You probably didn't think about it. You just like to get something done pretty quick. Are we doing a podcast here or what?
My kids are walking in.
Oh, your kids.
Come say hi to the camera.
Come on. I put my kid in a video today.
Your phone
Did you see that?
is in the Slimer bucket in the kitchen.
No, I try not to. I haven't been watching your videos lately, Kevin. I actually watched some of your Flipper video the other day, but I forgot what it was about, to be honest with you.
Well, thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. So I had a video where I had extremely rude behavior in my video, and so I had to correct it.
What a weird thumbnail you had, by the way. Was it your kid with the rude behavior?
It's performing. Performing. Yeah.
It was weird, just because it was like the left corner of Turner's face, I think. Mm-hmm. Like just right here. It was just a weird. It was a weird choice. I thought it was a mistake at first, but then I was like, no, he's trying to be like Harold Tornado and do no words.
Words. I thought about that. I had words in the thumbnail. I put rude in the thumbnail. Rude. And then I'm like, wait a minute. There's this little girl sitting there too. And I'm like, I don't want to, if it's one thing to call your own kid rude.
Well, people are sensitive with kids and stuff in videos. I had a short, like an old YouTube video that I made into a short, and there was just a kid in it for a second when people got mad because there was a kid in the video because the woman was upset that we were filming.
Have they not watched the internet? I mean,
I know, yeah. Goodness. So I'm like, I don't know exactly what you want me to do, but the video's not about kids. It's about stuff we're trying to flip.
That's a good topic, though. What do you got, Dave?
Well, okay, first, I did want to explain this to people, just so you know, because I know you're typing the comment already. Carrie's audio is going to be a little messed up today, but he can't do anything about it because his headphones are broken. So it is
After last week, they'll be happy.
Yeah, they'll be happy. Yeah, they did not like... And I wanted to explain that, by the way. What happened last week was we were trying Zoom for the first time because we wanted to test kind of a different platform to record this because I have a lot of issues with StreamYard and audio lag, and it ends up taking me several hours to edit the episodes each week, which is very frustrating. So we were going to try Zoom to see if we could save me some time, and it didn't work out because it recorded the whole episode in 360p, like low definition, worse than standard definition, and so it looked really crappy, really, really fuzzy, so we just applied super high contrast, sharp edges, and then once I started doing that, I'm like, this kind of looks like a VHS, let's just roll with it and make it a full-on VHS, and we basically took lemons and turned them into lemonade. I feel
like the main complaint wasn't that. I think that was artistic. I think the main complaint was us changing from face to face to face because people
like to see
want
all three of us.
When we say poo poo pee pee caca. They want to see look at Kevin's
the reactions.
Kevin's reaction.
Yes.
They want to see the feigning of upsetness that he's doing. They love
yeah,
it.
and so I get that, but at the same time, like you have to try new things and grow and adapt on your podcast, just like you're reselling.
A lot
so
like an
we figured, why not give it a try? It was one episode. Get over it. Okay, Kevin, what happens?
What's your
like
handicap, Kevin or Dave? What's your handicap?
Yeah,
Dave I'm a golfer. I'm a golfer. No, listen, I have the world's worst haircut. Handicap. I have Anita. I have a comment on my NC Picker video. Okay, from today or from yesterday, whenever the video came out. It said that was a great DVD buy. I see your hair has recovered well. Or was this out of order and filmed before your hair massacre? And so yes, these are the kind of comments I'm getting.
Thumbnail. And it looked like it was like a third-rate, like 1990s action movie thing because you looked slightly buff at an angle, and your hair, you looked like you were like some Russian killing machine.
Yeah, like kind of like the Philly Flipper, but his hair cutter guy got even worse at haircuts.
Long for no reason.
Yeah. Rod, hey, you know Rod Picking and Punching? I love Rod, but I can't. I got to rip on him, so I didn't say it to his face.
I've heard you loved Rods.
So
he will pick and punch, so you got to be careful.
Oh my gosh! So he's up here. I can't believe you said that, Dave. So he's up here, and somebody's talking about haircuts and how much it is, and he said something like he paid $40. I'm like, you paid $40 for that haircut? For that haircut?
Wow.
You know, that's what I told him.
Was it a bad haircut?
Have you seen Rod's hair?
I remember when I took Carrie to get a haircut here. And he didn't tip the guy, and I was like, "Oh, that's awkward," because I go here pretty often.
Hey, speaking of money, you know, this is interesting. I brought this up, and somebody brought this to my attention, so I looked it up. I looked up net worth, NC Picker net worth. So I look up NC Picker net worth, and you know what comes up right underneath NC Picker net worth? Commonwealth Picker net worth. I didn't even look up Commonwealth Picker. NC. That's how closely we're linked. This is why.
What is my net worth?
Episode.
Wait, I want to see.
Oh, nothing.
The net
it's
worth
terrible.
of NC Picker's channel is $37,000.
Yep.
What does that mean? The net worth, like how much?
That's how much you're worth, Dave. That's how
daily
much you're worth.
77.
I looked up American Arbitrage. It said negative 60,000.
Yeah, it just screen just said crippling debt.
Nearly 29,000. Interesting. Yeah. So let's see what Commonwealth Picker says. So mine says 37,000, and Commonwealth Picker's 5 million.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I know.
Dude.
How much? His debt alone's probably added at least a couple $100,000 to his property value.
Dude, it says 88,000, Carrie. 88,000 for Kevin is his net worth.
Oh, mine says 86. That must have been earlier today. 86.
Well, and they clearly. Oh, look, right below you is Nevermore Antique.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Net worth is 0.
Does it really say?
Sorry, Rad Relics. That's what it says. Listen, it's not accurate on mine either. Rideshare reseller net worth 0.
That's
okay.
Gateway.
Hey, at least
that's
I have something.
Gateway. Kate gets Golden
Drifting
State
101
Picker.
0.
Golden State Warriors Picker.
That's right.
Okay. American Arbitrage net worth. Let's see.
You're just gonna get a bunch of Arbitrage Association links. That's
13,000. 13,000. Yeah,
that's nice.
You're rich, bro.
That's what you got paid for one ad last year.
What?
That's what you got paid for one ad last year. Don't fool these people.
Dude, you listen. You're letting everything go, man. You're letting all the secrets.
Kevin, what do you do when you sell one of your Enemin on eBay? Like, where does that money go?
Oh no!
Where does it go?
Yeah, where does it go?
Where does it go? It goes to my pocket. What are you talking about?
Oh, you keep all the money.
Moving on.
No, not all of it. $1 of every sale goes to a charity. And
it's charity bingo! Bingo!
You're playing
got it!
bingo.
I got Commonwealth bingo!
Oh my gosh! Did you put this out on the Discord?
No, Alicia made this for us. She was just kind enough. Carrie, how many did you get?
I went into her live today. She's throwing me under the bus.
Talking about we talked Bubba. He mentioned Bubba, Blue Ridge Mama, talking about whatnot. Charity,
Reseller Genie.
He mentioned the Discord.
Supplyhut.com code TRASH2 number 2 cash 5% off.
Look at this.
He's out of a lot of stuff right now.
Sealed VHS on Commonwealth Bingo. Turns off camera during the podcast. I tried to get you to with the Rod comment, but it didn't work.
Very close.
mentioned.
Look, I'm drinking water today.
He hasn't mentioned an erection yet. That's going to be.
Was that on there?
We'll spit that out. What the heck?
Ooh, a spit take. You know, Kevin, they had on here Bad Cat Coffee. You haven't brought that one up in a while.
What your relationship with Bad Cat Coffee?
After Uncle Mark's garage sale, where they drank so much coffee, they had to file Chapter 11. They were done with me. So.
Did they really file Chapter 11?
No, that's totally not true. They were in my whatnot the other day. They're amazing people, and nothing's happened really. We don't sell. We were selling some coffee mugs over there in the coffee, and we just stopped doing it.
Okay,
that's why my net worth went down $2,000.
They weren't paying it. He's being coy. They just were giving him enough money.
Let's get back to talking about our infinite sorrows. Okay, so Carrie, this is a real downer of an episode.
I do have a sorrow that I'll share in a minute.
That's the train we want to go on because it's already kind of taken us off a little bit. We got to get on the positivity train.
But no, I got to just tell you one thing. I was up in my attic here in the garage pulling down a box for a golf club that I sold.
Look at
and I'm telling you.
Yeah,
and it was so funny because Tina comes out while I'm recording my Flipper episode. I've got the ping hat on. I'm wearing a collared shirt. I've got the golf club over my head that I'm talking about. She's like, "Are you going golfing, Kevin?" And I was like, "I'm not Kevin."
She calls you Kevin? Is that like a...
She called me... That's like her little kink. Is that the word?
Yeah. Is that like one of her kinks?
Yay! Did you get bingo?
Turns off camera right there. We're gonna go for. Let's see if we can get them all. That's what I like, kind of like Pokemon.
Yeah, catch them all. No, but okay. So I was getting the box from the attic, and I swear I saw a freaking termite in my attic. Oof. A termite, and so I'm like kind of freaking out right now. I'm not sure how big of a deal it is.
A while back here, that was rough.
You had a termite?
Well, I had a bunch of them. We had to take care of them. Had patience.
I only saw one. I was looking around. I only saw one, and I didn't see any damage. So maybe it's just like.
You sure wasn't like a flying ant?
I googled the image, and it looked like a termite with wings. So I don't know.
Okay. One thing I know about termites
wasn't a bolo.
One thing I know about termites is there's only one. Typically, there's no more than one. So.
Yeah, never.
The fact that there's one could be a good sign.
Like, I have some sorrow. My sorrow. I'm just looking at my sales just now because tomorrow, we're filming on Sunday. I don't ship till Monday, and I've got one sale over $40. Now I do have a lot over the NC Picker limit. Most everything is over $15, but I one sale over $40 for.
How many sales do you have total?
18 is all. It's been a bad weekend.
Well, that's a great weekend. So I shipped Thursday, and then actually no, I pulled orders last on Tuesday, and I shipped today. I only had 14 orders, so that's like almost a week, and I had 14.
What do you have for your shipping?
What do you?
How many days?
3 days. But I didn't sell anything, Kev. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter how many days I have.
Maybe if you had 2 days and people didn't have to wait a week for it, maybe.
Dude, I'm freaking busy. I don't care.
Dude. That's right. You gave up on eBay a long time ago. You're just a whatnotter in chief now.
We're all whatnotters now. We're the evil whatnot.
No, not yet.
Me, you,
I haven't given in.
Are whatnotters.
I'm not. Whatever. I've done 2 shows in 2 years. Give me a break.
Yes,
I am doing one more. May 30th, May 31st, 7 o'clock.
Then 80% of eBayers make all year. You made in one night on it.
So, okay.
On Whatnot right now.
I don't want to talk about Whatnot, but I'm going to talk about Whatnot for just a second. So I go on a Whatnot show today because I don't know why. I don't know where I was. Or I was sitting in the backyard. I sat in the backyard all day. Shocking. I didn't actually take her out to dinner, so don't be mad at me. But I literally was in that chair for like 5-6 hours today.
Makes sense.
It was unbelievable. No, I was working. I was editing videos. I was listing stuff on eBay. Probably listed $400 for stuff.
That does actually sound pretty nice, sitting out in the backyard.
That's it. It's in the summer and spring. I sit there and I edit and I list and I edit and I'll list and then I'll do Instagram all day. I mean, it's just, do whatever. It's good. And I'll talk to people. It's good stuff. And I'm sitting out there and I'm just like, I'll get on Whatnot. I'll see how many, because I don't get the automatic payment. I'm not happy. Don't fall asleep. I'm not special like y'all. I don't get paid immediately on Whatnot. I have to wait for it. So I'm like seeing how many people. We worked
hard for that, Kevin. We didn't. Well, Carrie got it for free. I worked my butt off for a year and a half to get that.
Yeah. So I'm sitting out there and I click on this guy's Whatnot and he's like, oh, it's like 30 people in there doing vintage. That's why I clicked on it because it had like satin jackets and stuff. he's holding up some fire, and I'm like, sweet, let me look at this. And he's like, oh, let me screenshot this. Commonwealth Picker, let me screenshot it. He's like, I got one question for you. I'm like, oh, geez. I was just trying to watch a show. And he's like, tell me how to get rich. That's what he told me. That's what you guys in this podcast have done to me. I'm like, what is this? This podcast
Who was it? What was his
drugged
name?
me through the mud. I'll have to find it. I don't really know.
You're like Wish Gary V for some reason.
I'm not going to flip to VCon this year. Not going to VCon this year.
I think
sold my ticket.
I kind of wish Whatnot didn't do that thing where it put your name has joined the show.
I think there's something where you can stop it.
Just because, like, the minute I enter, I feel obligated to buy. Like, it's like, NC Pickers in or chat. And, like, sometimes I just want to watch and just relax.
And I do that all the time. I was in Yakov Ben's show last night and just listening because you posted this thing over there in the Discord.
I was lurking for a while, yeah.
Yeah, and
he makes a good show.
I didn't chat
I was
at all.
on my alternate account.
Kerry
Williams podcast. That's my alternate.
Oh, you're on the Kerry Williams podcast account. Yeah, that's a good account. Oh, where'd he go? Kevin disappeared again.
He appeared on purpose because Kerry's treading a thin line here,
Oh, the thin red line.
I've already ripped on haircuts, that's my limit.
Yeah.
That's
that was, wait, haircuts, was that? No, hats.
No, hats.
Gosh. Yeah. I had to change my hat because Dave had a great hat on today.
He hasn't mentioned the Industrial Revolution yet, but I'm waiting.
Not yet.
The problem is, I've told you guys, I don't generally wear hats for two reasons. One, I have an enormous head and very few hats. Like, Kerry, the second thing you've got your hat on, the second snap, usually I have to go to the last snap, and it's still, like, stretched. That's how big my head is. This hat is cutting off the circulation to my head right now. Look at it. You can see probably the red lines. Look at the red lines there.
Yeah.
But look at this horrible haircut. I look like such a douche.
Your haircut done? Goodness gracious,
man.
I think you look good.
Really depressing.
So I think I have the most normal size head because it's the exact length of the snapback. The way it's supposed to fit.
Guys, screenshot that moment with Kevin right
there. Did you see the video? You guys have drugged me down. Death Pile Picker posted, or no, maybe it was his wife that posted it. Did you see that? This one posted a thing about lumber. They're arguing about the size of the lumber. I'm like, is there something I'm missing here? Are we really talking about?
I saw the post from your shed where he was basically doing the joke Kerry did a year ago. Did you see that, Kerry?
Yeah, he was like a year late on the making fun of
late on that. But I would say he did it better. I think he did it better because his was a little more risque.
Comedy is subjective, and not everybody's going to get the erudite jokes that I tend to tell. So
erudite of jokes, yes.
3 degrees.
Yeah, 3 degrees.
Oh my gosh! Oh, there was people who graduated at the graduation that were like magna cum laude, 3 degrees. I'm like, what? Dude, every time that they would say that, Heather would say she's like American Arbitrage. eBay sales, Kerry. Any good? No, still bad. You quit doing your videos, so
Now you got more time for eBay.
Dude, do I have more time for eBay? That is the question. I was gone all day, so I didn't do eBay. I was editing. I was making sure I got my video.
Got a phone.
I know. I didn't have any pictures. I don't know. I have it. Here's my excuse. I didn't want to do it. How about that?
Oh, that's a good excuse, actually. He said he didn't want to do it.
So I have a picture death pile.
I post more than you guys. I'm posting hundreds of cards. It's just not all like high-dollar stuff.
I don't want to change the topic here, but I don't care. So we have a picture-taking phone.
I also didn't care, so I'm glad you changed the topic.
We have, we have hundreds of pictures on the phone, and so I'll pull some, or she'll pull some, or Bub's girlfriend every once in a while will pull some, and we have a picture death pile because nobody wants to pick certain ones. They don't want to list them, and so now it's not just a death pile, but even after the pictures, it's a photo, and so I got to go back to the top and list all the ones that nobody wants to list. So
I said something a little risque to Kevin. What? As like, just trying to trigger Kevin. Every now and then I just like to trigger Kevin because of the joy it brings me. And as you know, he's like a full-on list perfectly shill right now. Although Kerry is too, right? And so Kevin's trying to get me to shill list perfectly too, which, maybe one day. Throw me some money list perfectly and we'll talk. But so Kevin's talking to me about list perfectly.
Like they've thrown us, it's like Kerry gets millions.
In like, Kerry gets big money from them. But no, I was like, listen. In like a year, don't you think that AI is just literally going to make every single cross-listing place obsolete.
No.
Like, you'll be able to just go to ChatGPT and say, take all my listings from eBay and
just
post them on Mercari. Here's my lot. ChatGPT is free.
Oh, okay. So, and they're going to have, you're literally going to be, because Chernock said the same thing. He said the same thing.
He's smart. I knew he was smart.
So, my answer is no. It's not going to work quite like that. I think that AI is going to be used. I think, this is me. I could be wrong. You know, I'm a tech whiz, as you know.
You are ancient.
But it seems to me that AI is being incorporated into all of these platforms. I'm just not talking about List Perfectly. Any app, any whatever, photos, all this stuff. Yeah. And I think they're integrating it into. Matter of fact, List Perfectly is integrating.
Okay, that will happen first. I'm saying like a year or two. They won't even. There'll be an unnecessary middleman in a year or two.
I don't agree with that.
Years of you posting stuff using, you know, AI to cross list, but then it's going to be like on Poshmark as like a wooden spoon, but it's actually like a Nike jersey or something. Don't you think you have a ton of bugs and not work correctly?
Maybe, and actually that did make me think of a good point. Places like List Perfectly, like these apps, what they can really do is add the value of delisting once some. Oh wait, never mind. I can't do that.
So
either.
It's already. Listen, you're right. So it's already, and
if
I'm not here to defend anybody.
If they could do that, though, that would be the value add, because I bet ChatGPT wouldn't do that.
Why not? What's the difference?
ChatGPT.
Chad, he's a friend of Bob GPT.
So, look, I'm not just, you know, whatever. You can call me a shill if you want. But they did post this, and I posted, I posted, and List Perfectly is actually introducing AI into their I don't know, what do you want to call it, software right now. They're already doing it. Right now. I sent you the post.
I'm letting you shill, bro, and I'm acting
not
like
shilling.
An intrigued
I'm being honest because
it's
not going to just
properly.
be List Perfectly. List Perfectly is just going to be first to do this. They're going to be first. And on all the talk of delisting, nobody does it. You've told me one that has, but you were wrong. They don't.
So what do you think about the accusations that List Perfectly doesn't know good resellers based on their lineup of speakers at their List Perfectly event?
I mean, Carrie's there, so I mean, it's not entirely.
To be fair, I didn't know said event existed until people started complaining about the speakers, so I guess it is advertised.
I didn't tell you I was going. I'm going.
You didn't tell me. Yeah, I see that you're going. You're one of the non-real resellers that's going to be speaking.
I'm one of the non-real resellers. That is correct.
Here's the thing. What is a real reseller? What is a fake reseller? Who determines this nonsense?
Harry Tornado is fake.
Total and complete nonsense.
Sure. Well, there's one person who determines it.
Yeah, but to be honest, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Oh my gosh, Carrie getting me. What is this? Carrie, I'm on
Don't
this
talk while
podcast
he's
because
talking.
You're sweet
because, listen,
nice.
We can't interrupt Carrie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's the king. Go ahead, Carrie.
What?
He doesn't know what he's going to say. He regrets saying what he already said.
What are you doing?
Listen, I'm going to Phoenix, man. I'm going to be there. It's going to be cool.
Too.
Phoenix in the end of June is usually, 75 degrees, right, Carrie?
Oh, yeah. No, it's 70 with a light breeze, typically.
Carrie's going to let me sleep in the back seat of his car.
Freaking desert.
Yeah, Kevin said from 2 to 2:30 on that Friday, I'm allowed to have, like, I get to be in his presence or something while he's talking to somebody else. And then,
all right, real question here. For all these events, because we're doing the reseller rally, and I'm excited about that. That is, by the way, not just sold out, but sold out to capacity now. We sold way more tickets.
It's not fake sold out anymore. It's real sold out.
Well, I mean, it hit the limit, and then there was a real limit.
Who's going? Is it real resellers that are going to be attending the reseller rally, or is it just fake?
Well, I'm going to be there, so it's going to be fake people.
How are we going to determine who's real and who's not? And
it's going to be fake.
I'll pinch you, Carrie. If you scream, you're real. You're real.
Ooh, Rad Relics just bought something from Pat D's on Whatnot, guys.
Nice.
Congratulations, Pat.
I like it. That's good. He's not
$3 for a Scooby toy. Brand new sealed.
Why?
Brand new sealed.
I am watching Whatnot while we record the show. Sorry, I have an addiction.
Yeah,
I'm a shopaholic.
Sure.
Someone help me. I'm literally buying crap on Whatnot while we record the show.
I bid on a couple things today, but I didn't buy nothing.
Kevin, finish your thought about the events.
So all these events, right? And what are you going to do if you're putting on an event? And here's what I actually think if I were to do, and it's this is John and Pete's event, and they asked me to join in, so I appreciate that. But if I were to do, or we were to do an event and that was serious, which Trash Cash is never going to do a serious event, but if we did. I would actually get some people that aren't like YouTube, whatever, and come in and do a few things. But if you're going to draw people in, you got to bring people like American Arbitrage, right? Don't you?
You got to bring you got to bring the heat. I feel like you got to bring the people who are.
But that's different.
Making the cutting edge Pinterest content. I feel like.
Okay, so what you were actually saying, if we
I bring Turnout. Look, I interviewed
what you're saying
Turnout's
is List Perfectly is bringing these people not because they're necessarily good resellers, but because they have an audience.
I think they're doing both, but to some degree. But yeah, you're going to bring in the heavy hitters. I think for as far as if you're
I think that's a valid point, and I guess if you were to say something like List Perfectly is only bringing in people who don't even know how to resell, then you may just not understand how the business world works. Like, if you just do an event of hardcore resellers that don't do anything but resell, that nobody knows,
it's free marketing.
Not get anyone in there.
It's free marketing. Look, I mean, I get, if you're bringing in Carrie, or did you post when they put that on there? I don't know if you did or not, but I did. No. They put my name on there. It was a good picture. If it was a bad picture, I wouldn't have posted it.
I would need to be paid. No, I'm just kidding. No, I will. When it gets closer, I'll mention it. I'm teasing. No, I'll mention it. No, it's true. You want to leverage other people's audiences, but honestly, all our audiences are the same, except I have like the younger, hipper people, but I do have also your old people, Kevin and Dave. I don't know, Dave. What exactly is your thing? Like people who love to hate watch stuff. ADD and hate watchers.
It's hate watchers. Yeah, it's mostly primarily hate watchers, and I'm okay with that because I hate them too.
Dave, did I tell you I was at yard sales this week and somebody sees me, and it happened 2 or 3 sales this weekend, and one lady came up to me and is like, "Oh, Commonwealth Picker, is Dave here?" I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? Is Dave here? Like, I gotta delete that off the film.
Dave was here because I would be towering over him. That's what I would have said. Just make him
Kevin would have been towering over me.
You guys are the same.
That brings me back to kids on the video, just real quick. So I had it seems like every sale I went to this week had kids at the sale, which if a kid's just there or whatever, and as long as there's no identifying markings in the house or something, I leave it. I know some people don't, but I leave it. But there were kids that were like integral to the video multiple times. This won't be aired for a while. But one of the young ladies had cancer, and her name was Gabby. And I mean, I'm sitting there getting emotional at this because the whole yard sale is to raise money for her. And so I went and I made sure. I'm like, listen, I'd love to put this on there, but I'm not going to do it. And they were just so happy. The little girl was so happy. She didn't have any hair, it was wrapped and everything. And she was so happy to be, she was going to be on YouTube. So, there you go. That's what I want to say. Okay, thanks. Dave just totally didn't even hear anything I just said. He was buying something on Whatnot.
He's giving away a lot of stuff. I was trying to win. If you see me looking right here, I'm definitely watching Pat Deeds on Whatnot. Well, it's fine. He's got a good crowd. He's got 30 people in there. So I had to poop when I recorded my Flipper episode today.
Oh yeah, okay. Dave did call me.
Did you keep the camera on?
I called Carrie about it.
Art? Did you see what Art did?
What did Art do?
Okay, so the whole bathroom episode. Remember, he had to go to the bathroom, and I made a video of it. He made a video of it, and then I actually watched his video. He took the camera into the bathroom with him. And he puts it behind his back, and he's actually going to the bathroom, shows him wash his hands and stuff, and he comes out like, "What are you doing, dude?" Like, this is exactly Art.
That's totally an Art thing, yeah.
He doesn't care. Which is
that reminds me. I forgot to put something into my footage, which means I need to re-edit my video.
I'm getting to that point where I don't care. It took me a while, but at this point, I'm just like, and I'm just going to do what I want to do.
The Trash to Cast podcast is breaking down the
walls.
Walls that you put up, the fake accents. Sometimes I hear the California coming up. Sometimes I hear the Spicoli slipping through, and it's nice to see the real you. I appreciate it, and I think
Kevin just wants to crush waves. At the end of the day, he wants to crush some waves, and we just have to accept him.
I was not a skater, surfer, or a skier.
A Slurpee, and just hit some waves.
But I named this episode because when you use DaVinci Resolve, you have to like name your timeline. I named it Almost Poo.
The last this is coming up, right? Your new
the first 80 episodes.
The last 40 seconds, if you look in Dave's eyes, the last 40 seconds,
you can see it in my eyes.
He's not really been holding
at the edge of glory.
Yeah, he is what we call prairie dog.
It was bad. It came on like a hurricane, and I was like, I gotta finish this video up. I mean, there's your inside baseball, guys.
You said that on the video? I've been doing a little bit
No,
more
I didn't say it on the
video.
This is, you only know this if you watch Trash to Cash. You're never gonna realize how urgent of a situation.
Can you give us a timestamp so we can watch the build up?
The last 30 seconds, it's just like, all right. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane, AC/DC or whoever sings that, Stripes, I don't know. Kevin, who sings that song?
That is
White Snake.
Oh, is it White Snake?
No.
Yeah, White Snake.
No, that's Here I Go Again on my own.
It's a European band.
Oh,
Bad Company?
Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons?
No, let's look it up, Dave. Let's go.
Okay, so it is... Oh, it's Bieber. Justin Bieber.
No, come on.
It's the Scorpions.
Scorpions, that's the one.
You probably have the t-shirt, don't you, Kev?
Oh, Gorky Park, man. That's good stuff.
Do you have that t-shirt?
The Fall of the Wall.
It's not called Gorky Park. It's called...
Well, whatever. Okay.
Okay, listen. Let's talk for a minute about
They did a concert in Gorky Park. That's what it was.
The world's greatest people
Kevin.
in the world. The world's greatest people in the world. Okay? Who are the greatest people in the world, Carrie?
Alive or dead?
On our Patreon, specifically.
Oh, our Patreon members. Yes. No, we've got Raise Hell Resell. We've got... What's that one? The guy from the Jersey
Sales
Shore,
by Tony.
Thank you, Mike, The Situation, for joining our Patreon. We appreciate you. Glad you're out of prison.
ABC Matt.
ABC
okay,
Matt.
yeah, these guys. Okay, so I'm going to read to you the top patrons, the Patreons who are wealthy as a Kevin or higher. And we have a new tier to talk about, too. But basically, anyone whose name I give you is willing to sacrifice a significant amount of money, like more than Netflix-type money, just because they love us. And we appreciate them. Sales by Tony, ABC Matt, Biscuit Butt, Des Hardy, Diana, which she asked me to call her something different, and I can't remember what it was. But Diana,
Princess.
you're still amazing. Is it Princess?
I don't know.
Princess?
Oh. Harold Tornado. I don't know if we've talked about that yet, but Harold Tornado.
SOB. Thank you, Harry.
He is finally ponied up. He also, I was on his Whatnot, and he went on and on about how this is his favorite podcast in the world.
Did he really?
Yes.
Did he really?
In the world. Favorite. Yes,
I
promise.
Sad commentary.
He knows because he was on a podcast that they just...
Another
they
one
just
that Joe buried.
Let's be honest. They just drove
his
that
podcast had potential. I think his podcast had potential.
Well, if he bothered to show up every once in a while.
Yeah, you have to have a podcast more than once every 6 quarters or whatever they call it.
Logan Murky, New Jersey Picker, which I believe New Jersey Picker upgraded. I don't think he's ever been on this list before.
Is he also in Florida?
He's also in Florida. Raise Heck Resell and Superhero Headquarters, and the Disgruntled Octopus has joined the ranks with the SoCal Flipper. So thank you guys.
I heard that.
So disgruntled is an emotion I think they feel. And
that's a $25 tier, which means, guys, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. We're basically rich. That's like how much money? 12 times 25 minus fees divided by 3. That's you.
Enough money for... Now I can afford all the Del Taco that Kevin wants me to send him. I have to pay for that and the shipping. It's ridiculous.
Take 18 months to pay off the Vegas bill with that. Come on.
Oh gosh, I gotta look at that. They charged my card, and I didn't have the money in there, and so they're like, "Sir, your card didn't go through."
Say I had to pay my bookkeeper, my accountant.
Vegas thing, I would know about it, Dave. I would.
What happened?
If they charged my card, I would know. Is what I'm saying.
No, they tried to charge. It didn't go through, is what I'm saying. Because I had like a daily charge limit, and Gordon Bierce tried to charge it, and it exceeded my daily charge limit.
They need that money fast.
Just delay it long enough.
They're going to go out of business.
Don't send it. right? They're going to write it off anyways. It's chapter 11. Hey, I heard that Triple Alliance, Triple Entente podcast, they only did an episode when they needed to order number 7 boxes. And they're like, oh, it's time to do a podcast.
Really? True. Speaking of which, guys, the 2030s are upon us. And if you guys hurry, you might be able to get them in by Q3 of 2031. Is that right? Is that too far? Is this becoming ridiculous at this point?
Hey, there's been a little break. I don't know if you've noticed it, but I've noticed some of my shipping, it seems like, or at least it's going to be going down a little bit for some closer items, which makes an argument for calculated shipping, I think. Have you
Dude,
seen
I don't know. Shipping seems super expensive to me right now.
Is this really the podcast to talk about shipping? It's pretty boring.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I shipped, so I don't know. I don't think it was on this show. I think it was on a different podcast. I don't remember which one. But they were talking about selling golf clubs. And they had talked about how nowadays you basically have to do free shipping on golf clubs, Kevin. I don't know if you do this. Because everything seems to calculate way too high when it comes to golf clubs.
So you got solutions. Here's your solutions. Put lower weights, smaller sizes, and still do calculated, so it undercalculates it. Although that's a problem with when you do cross-listing, because that's not the same on other platforms. Another option is to do partial select, which undercalculates or calculates exactly and doesn't give you the discount. So there's different ways you can do it. Or you could just do flat rate and just average out what you're selling. That's good too. Or you could do free shipping. You can do any of them.
The co-host of that show said that they just do $10 flat rate.
Okay.
Because that's almost always enough to cover it. And I was like, I didn't believe it, but then I shipped a golf club, a TaylorMade today, and it was $7.74 on UPS.
That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter. So you could do that, and you get those big supply. I get the 48-inch supply hut boxes.
That's what I got.
Or
by
you
4x4.
Yes, but that's not going to work with those big-headed golf clubs. Drivers aren't going. It's not going to fit in there.
These fit in. Well, they had a driver head, but it was like a smaller driver head.
Well, it wasn't a driver. It was a 3-wood or a. It wasn't a driver.
I don't know clubs. It said a 3 on it. It said a 3 on it.
Yeah.
But it looked like a fat head, like a driver's head, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's close, but it's not. But that's the way I do it. And you know what, to be honest with you, okay, so you're doing $10 flat. Well, just add $10 to your price and do
That's
free.
What I did. That's what I did.
The endless videos about the arguing over free and calculated and whatever, and I did one of these too. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. If anything, the people, in my opinion, the people that are right, if you want to do free shipping, there's a mental part for the buyer to be, it's free shipping, right? I mean, I do all three just to tick everybody off instead of just ticking off people in certain areas. It doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't matter. As long as you're losing money in the transaction, you're doing it right.
Yeah. Well, I will say this though: if you have like 15,000 things in your store, and 2 years from now, some of them won't still have sold. Especially if you're a bad picker like us, apparently.
Yeah.
Fake resellers like us. And you do calculated at that point, then it will calculate those changes to shipping over time if certain services go up or down, and it automatically adjusts your shipping, as opposed to if you're doing flat rate, then you've got to go in and adjust it and bump your flat rate up. So there's that advantage.
So your shirt, Kevin, quick question about your shirt. Did you get that in the boys section at Target or Kohl's?
I don't know. Kohl's. Where'd you get this shirt, baby?
That's Kohl's.
I just had somebody yesterday ask me why I have upside down pineapples.
Yeah,
on my
isn't
shirt.
upside down pineapples a swinger thing, Kev?
Dave, you would know.
With you and Heather there.
You would know. I didn't know.
Okay. Yeah. So, Carrie, are you gonna get like a golf style baseball cap to join the crew, or?
I'll just turn this one around. It's kind of golf-ish.
Cowlicks.
I have a cowlick, and so this helps my cowlick.
Cowlicks hat. No, so I've been selling golf clubs. I've been selling, I had Uncle Steve star in one of my flipper videos.
I know.
Kev.
Oh, he's everywhere. He's mentioned in like three different, he's getting a big head. He wants a raise.
He got recognized at a sale. Did he tell you this?
No. Oh, yeah. Actually,
from my video. So,
really?
Basically, in my flipper video, I FaceTimed him, and I was asking him questions about these golf clubs that I was listing, and he gave me good advice because I sold one. But I actually showed him to the camera, and I let him talk to the viewers, and he was out at a yard sale, and they're like, Uncle Steve, I saw you in NC Flipper's video.
There you go. And he was up here picking with Leroy, Leroy Blood Sweat Cell, and he's, and so he goes back to Raleigh, which is the land of milk and honey, of course.
Yeah.
And he's picking, and he gets he shows me these like 7 tools, and he paid $125 for them. I'm like, and that for Uncle Steve is a lot of money. He's about as cheap as they come.
Yeah.
And Leroy's like, oh, that's at least $600 worth, and he listed them all, and it's like just over $600. Leroy knows what he's talking about for just a few listings, tools,
Leroy knows
just little tiny
tool.
ratchets and stuff. I'm like, geez, I gotta know that stuff. So, but I'm happy to hear you're getting golf clubs, man. Now you gotta start looking at golf bags. Yeah,
I'm buying. I couldn't go yard sailing this weekend though, and I know Carrie, you got to tell us. I heard you had a ton of community sales, but we had like nothing going on. So I went to the flea market, ran into Firebenda again. Armin, good to see you again. But yeah, that was cool, and we'll talk about that. But I want to hear about the community sales, Carrie.
Here's the thing about Las Vegas community sales. They're very willy-nilly and laissez-faire. It might be the terminology about what is and isn't a community sale. They just
you have no idea, Carrie.
Yeah, I'm just using words at this point. They have one or two garage sales in a general area, and then they say it's a community sale. So there was a lot of those, and they sucked this weekend, to be honest with you. The sales were just terrible. I don't know what it was. Everybody was like, guess what? I have Harry Potter, the complete set. It's it's used, it's beat to hell, and it's worth $100 on eBay. I'm going to ask $150 because it's going to go up.
They have the gold edition Blu-ray of Harry Potter, gold edition Blu-ray 8-movie set for $29.99. So I don't know if I'm going to buy their $150 one.
Those were books.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was one of those yard sales where I went up to a yard sale Saturday, and they had some Hokas, and I'm like, look at me, I'm about to be a Rally Roots shoe bro. You know what I mean? I'm going to go up and be like,
finally.
I know Hokas.
Rally Roots.
Guess what I'm going to do? I'm
Profit
going
monsters.
to get one over on these people, and I'm going to make money. That was my thought. I was thinking like Kevin does. I'm like, how can I screw these
like
people
how
over?
to take advantage of them.
Yeah, exactly. And she was like, $60 on these Hokas. I'm like, they weren't even in good condition. And then she was trying to tell me that they were hardly ever worn, and they were worn. I smelled them. And I probably could have got a premium because they smelled, they smelled. And you can get a premium on eBay if you guys didn't know that, if shoes are smelly.
I didn't know if they smell. Well, I know you could do like foot picks and get a little more.
Probably like top end of what it would get used. I just don't understand people not understanding the market.
You got to come back here, man.
I need to go to Virginia. You guys have so much better stuff. Yeah,
there's like 3 community sales that are actually community sales. The other ones, because I've been to them all, and they get advertised as a community sale, and it's the same 4 houses. I'm just like, this is not a community sale, and it gets me every time, man.
I liked the yard sales back east, though, because once you got through like the mountains of glassware and Avon bottles, once you dug underneath that, and of course I'm not digging, but Don was. So after Don got through those piles of items, there's some cool stuff in there that you don't see out here in the West Coast as much.
It's very true, very true. And it was fun going out to Vegas, and there's not as much vintage for sure, but that's probably good for me because you can only have so much Tupperware to pick up. So.
Well, I am now convinced that someone in my town is posting ads for fake sales at this point, because there was this ad that was such reseller bait, right? It said, huge yard sale, Funkos, cards, Pokemon.
I would totally avoid that sale.
Video games, everything like you'd want, right? It's like crazy yard sale selling everything.
To be honest, I would think everybody's going to that, and I'd go elsewhere.
Dude, I roll up there, and there is, well, actually, first I rolled up to a rummage sale that was much further away, but I got there 20 minutes early. And it turned out I was there on the wrong day. That was my fault. I forgot to read the date. But anyways, after that, I go to this other sale that's supposed to start at 8. I get there right at 8. And there's like all the resellers that I know from the area are just sitting in the driveway. There's like 8 of them. You. They do all hate me. But there's like 8 of them. They do. I remember one of them was really nice when I first moved here, but now at this point, like, she hates me. So anyways, they all hate me, but they're all sitting there. Like, I mean, pretty much all of them have been in a thumbnail at some point. Rude reseller, bad examples. Yeah, they all hate me. But anyways, I don't show their faces in there, but, Anyways, they're all sitting there. It's 8:05.
The crotches. That's
8:05, and like no one's out. No one set anything up. No garage is open. It was supposed to start at 8. There's nothing there at all. And I sit there till 8:10, and they're all just still sitting there. They're knocking on the door, and no one's coming out. Whoever lived there.
You can eliminate, those people. Those aren't the ones who are posting it, so they're not trying to throw you off because they're there.
True,
unless they're really brilliant, and then they're faking you out one time.
Next level. Yeah. Anyways, so I thought that was interesting, and so I just bailed.
I am I don't go to those, man. Maybe if it's like if it seems too good to be true, right? That's the saying. It typically is. So if they have all those things, my first thought is if it's real, it's going to be supremely overvalued because first off, they're smart enough to know what stuff we're looking for, so therefore they probably understand a basic idea of what the items are worth. But what's worse than that is the basic idea is typically on the high end of what the item is worth. They think like somehow they're going to magically get like Logan Paul to show up
if they specifically list. If you ever see that sale that specifically lists like 100 items, they will be overpriced, right? If they took the time to type out, Super Mario DS or whatever, and they did it for 16 video games, they're not giving you a bundle deal.
This is the garage sale, guys. This is a hot tip. I've been doing this for a long time. You want the garage sale where the picture's not even the garage sale. It's like they accidentally took a picture in the bathroom and it's just like the mirror. So they put the wrong picture up. One. Number two, it just says, Grandma's dead, come on over. And they don't tell you anything that's there. That is the perfect garage sale. Then they're wanting to move some stuff. And they have no skin in the game.
The real perfect one is you go buy a newspaper and it's advertised in the newspaper and not online.
The penny saver,
That's the good one. Yeah. That's the one you want to go to. And I still do that. My dad will give me the paper.
I have a video of that happening in one of my videos where it was like her second day of her sale and not a single person had come. And she's like, I don't understand it. No one came yesterday, but I put it in the penny saver. And I'm like, well, did you put it on Craigslist? She's like, what's that? I'm like, how about Facebook? She's like, no. Just like literally just put it in the penny saver. Yeah.
If you're walking down the street and you see a vague arrow and you hear a banjo off in the distance, that is going to be a good yard sale.
We had individually priced everything at like 10 cents, 5 cents, 15 cents. I'm like, I have all this. It's $1.
So I got reverse. I got to tell a story about going through the backwoods, but I got reverse bundled this week. So I'm out there and I've got this like $5 for this, and then there's we totaled it up. We totaled it all up, and it's $14, and they're like, how about 15? I'm like, okay, I paid him $15.
I think that happened to me at the flea market too, where I was like asking individual prices, and then at the end when I said it all, I was like, man, I feel like I just paid way more than I would have paid if I had done individual.
The bundling that people don't talk about enough is you have to actually kind of keep track of what you're putting in there. You can't just throw stuff in the pile.
This is why you weren't invited to the List Perfectly thing. So your face isn't up there with all those fake resellers, Dave.
Which is good. Now I don't have to be associated with you fakies. I can be like, Dave's too good of a reseller.
Hey, Rod's there, man. That dude can sell, man. That guy knows what he's doing. He's good. He's not a fake reseller.
I called him. Well, I didn't call him. I texted him Monday night because I had this windfall. Rad Relics is buying everything from Pat D's, by the way. Just everything on his Whatnot auction is
He's going to resell it on eBay and make some money.
Yeah. Anyway,
you should have just called up Pat D's. Hey, Pat, just put it all in a box. Just forget the fees.
But I had this windfall.
Pat D's, guys. It's, Dave's calling him out and stuff. Follow him, guys.
Pat D's knows. But no, anyway, so I got this windfall of free wrestling tickets, WWE Raw, on Monday night, and I didn't get them. Like, I had been talking to this guy for like a month about him. He kept telling me he was going to get them to me. He didn't get them to me till 5:30 p.m. the night of the event, which is an hour and a half away. It starts at 7:30. And so I was like, I'm going to go, but I got no one to go with because it was way too last notice. He gave me 6 tickets in the VIP section, like in the club level.
And Brian Klaus level.
So I reached out to Rod because he's actually a wrestler. I mean, I don't know to what extent, but he's actually wrestling. And he's like, dude, I would so go, but I live 2.5 hours away, and I'll be an hour late. And
he drove halfway across the country to see me, Dave.
Yeah, well, that's he drove over to Daytona to see me, so I'll give him some credit.
True.
Credit where credit is due.
So hey,
but
you mentioned Rally Roots earlier. Did you? And we've had this conversation off camera before, but one thing we talked about before is, when your channel hits like forever and then you take a little break and it kind of dipped down. Did you notice that they shot back up and had some good videos?
I just don't have time to look at other people's channels, Kev. You're going to have to just fill us
whatever. You say that stuff all the time, Dave. I see you in chats everywhere. I see you.
I go in live chats to support the community, Kevin. I go support the community. I don't go look at vanity numbers like you.
if there's an obscure eBay live show going on, you're going to be there, and one other person's going to be there, and that's
I'm going to be in there. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
You two every time.
Listen, look at that. He had 199,000 views on 20 unexpected items you can sell on eBay. Oh, that old formula, huh? I guess I should make some of those.
When I get to 100,000 subs on YouTube, I'm also going to be wearing nothing but tank tops. It's not going to be as
then you won't be at 100,000 long.
It's not going to be as mesmerizing. I don't have as many tats as he does, but it's going to be a thing. I'm going to start chilling out a little bit more. Not worrying.
It looks like he's putting some work into these thumbs and stuff. Good for him.
Dave, if I go back out to Vegas in the fall, are you going to come?
Heck no. I don't know if I want to go twice in 1 year. Vegas takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of money out of me. I don't know.
You're worth $37,000. Come on.
Yeah,
it's expensive. Listen, I'm gonna go my life. I don't know what's gonna happen with money later this year. We'll see.
You'll be poor and happy. That's what's gonna happen.
I hope so.
I hope so. I hope I'll be poor and happy.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of furloughs going on in my day job industry right now. I talked about it on my Flipper channel, just like straight up. Like half of the companies we work with on a daily basis have furloughed like half of their employees because of the writer's strike, if you want me to be honest. For the writer's strike in Hollywood is like heavily impacting my line of work right now. And so it's going to turn into a director's strike at the end of, I think, June, and then an actor's strike.
It's the perfect time to just slink away. Just slink away.
I don't think I will need to. I think they'll probably fire me.
You get a severance package,
Yeah. They might not, but if there's a chance they're going to fire me, then that's, the way I'd want to go.
Well,
so let me tell you something about
perfectly
being fired.
Can bail you out.
Don't let being fired get to you if you do get fired. As somebody who's been fired on multiple occasions, every single time unjustified, mind you. I was a good model employee, some would say.
Listen, I've offered help to Dave.
You could still be a moderately successful YouTube personality if you get fired.
And I've offered help to Dave, including quitting the podcast at the end of this episode so they could split the money so he could be a little bit better off.
Oh, yeah, you want to go with that storyline? Yeah, Kevin quit the podcast. I like that. That'll get us some views.
That would be the nice thing.
So Resell Jerome put a comment over on the Patreon. He said, since Kerry is the king of selling $1 cards and Dave is the king of selling $5 DVDs, is there a strategy in sourcing lower dollar items in high quantity? I know there is a love factor at play with Dave loving movies and Kerry loving cards, but would you two still buy those items to resell if you had no personal attachment? No, I wouldn't. I just love movies. I don't think I'd do it if I didn't love them so much. What about you, Kerry?
I honestly think cards are a really good play because I can get an unlimited supply of them for next to no money, and I have a way to list them quickly.
And make no money on them. So win-win-win.
They're easy to store and easy to ship. It's, and it's not you definitely need to focus on other things as well as cards as you're building it, but...
Can we get serious for a minute? So
wait a minute, I don't get to answer the question?
You weren't asked a question, Kevin.
Kevin.
All right, Kevin, go ahead. Insert yourself into the question about Tupperware. No, Tupperware applies.
But I'll give I'll just say that I sell very low dollar items so I can get invited to fake reseller events. They're fun. That's why I do
it. So he can have more to cross list on list perfectly.
Look, no, seriously, it's a time. I've broken this down 100 times. I don't do it as much anymore. I probably should. The hourly rate, right? I mean, I made nothing as a teacher. So the hourly rate, and I'll say, all right, this sold for this. Here's teacher. My profit margin. That's right. Teacher, is that on the list?
That's on the list.
I use high school teacher. That wasn't on there. You made that up.
Oh, no, that is 100% on there. Mentions previous job teaching, guys.
That is too funny. Did she make this up? I'm never going in your live again. I was funny. She didn't even know who I was. I was in there's Garage Sale Nation. She's like, I think this might be Kevin. I'm like,
there's a live to check out, guys. Yeah, check out her live, Inked Picker on YouTube. She has been having a pretty cool live lately.
Yeah, but I see. Well, whatever. So serious answer to the question real quick. So it's about a matter of time. If you break it down, it's like, okay, if it's a super easy item, and it's gonna make you $7 profit. I mean, I could go through the list of items here today that's sold for like $12, right? Paid $1. If it only takes you 10 minutes total, all in, and it's $50 an hour, who cares? Who cares? $50 is. It used to be 25, and now it's like, okay, I want to make 40 an hour.
But I think
like
breaking down to the core of his question, $5 items, $1 items. If I had like the ability to get a bunch of granny knickknacks, like little magnets with squirrels on them that I knew I could sell for $5 a piece, I probably wouldn't buy them.
No.
But if it's DVDs that I know I can sell, but they're not, right? They're all unique, right? In this scenario. And so I do think the love of the item is what makes me do it. Just like Kerry, if he was going to sell something for $1, he wouldn't buy it unless it was something he loved.
Also, it depends on what your game plan is and what you want to do long term. My whole idea is I want to have 20, 30,000 cards on my eBay. Once it gets to that point, I should be doing several $100s total in sales just on my sports cards every single day. That's the goal.
What does
that model? Yeah, what does that model look like at scale? Right, like how many employees do you need? I know you go to that Burbank card shop. He's got all these employees, but he's not focused on $1 cards on eBay, is he?
No, his average sale price is $4.
Okay,
his average
because people are bundling.
So and I'm not like focusing. You guys think I'm joking about the $1.50 cards. There are a lot of those at times, but I mean, I post a lot of stuff that isn't $1.50 as well, card wise. I post a lot of 5, 6, 8,
right.
10.
I'll give you an example.
Cards.
So I've got a Carolina League baseball. It's like beautiful, brand new Rawlings, high quality baseball, right? And I see them all the time around here because there's a team right here, and they're 50s. Their game used their foul balls, right? And then people have them, and they're like, 50 cents at a garage sale. I buy like 10 of those a year. And I'll literally stick it on the table, take a picture, 2 minutes to list it. It's sold literally in probably an hour and a half, and I throw it in a poly bag, and I slap that sticker on it, and I just made $8 profit. That's worth it.
David,
I am.
That
quitting.
is
that right there made me quit. I'm done. I might not even make it into this episode.
Okay,
next week, y'all. I'm not. Just watch. You'll see.
We already have a sub for you. We told you that one that will bring more viewers.
Kevin has demanded his union mandated time off.
To switch my drinks.
Dave never gets time off. Kevin somehow gets away at least
Jelly
once
snack,
a month from the podcast. Ooh, jelly snack.
I remember them. Okay, so actually we didn't answer Nick's question, which was
it's not the best strategy.
Some stupid thing about sourcing. We don't know how to source. I don't know.
Would you buy the stuff because you're attached to it? And
No.
Yes.
His second question was like, what is the strategy in sourcing them in high quantities?
There's a lot of
strategy is to not do it. The problem is I do it anyways.
But there's also things we're doing that are beyond just selling the low end stuff. We're making content about it, which also does make money.
Well,
and then I do
whatnots.
Yeah, but that's all part of what we're doing, though.
The
it's not
ATL
like
Flipper had a good salad today, by the way, just so you know.
You fall asleep when I make reselling comments, and you're telling me about a salad?
He just messaged all three of us and said he had a good salad today.
So, oh my gosh.
I thought you would have seen it too. It would have popped up on your phone or something.
Well, we're busy engaged with our friends on a podcast, Dave. We're not on our phones disconnected.
Buying stuff from Pat D's.
Carrie, Ivan says, Carrie, in your guys' minds, may not be a good reseller, but he's the best whatnot and TikToker I've ever seen that has 3 degrees and can do jelly hands.
Keep narrowing it down.
Awesome. Yeah, no, everybody's the best at something if you narrow it down.
If you narrow it down far enough, yeah. Okay, so Finding Keepers Resale. Finding Keepers Resale, who's a new Patreon, said, I'm curious as to how many people listen to the podcast versus how many people watch the podcast. I know I've done both, depending on what I'm doing, but it's way more entertaining to watch to see Kevin roll his eyes at Dave and Carrie throughout the show and flash his 7 nipples. I made that last part up. Also, follow-up question. If I get 100 people to pitch in $10 a month for the tier to get Kevin's phone number, can we call him all month? Yes, I'll agree to that.
Yeah,
that's fine.
You do it. We want to give out Kevin's phone number. In fact, we may just do it randomly in the middle of the show. Maybe the one he's not in.
Listen, guys, there's a new tier we've added to Patreon, and Carrie, of course, doesn't know about it, and Carrie is solely responsible
I'm sure
for...
I have to do it.
Listen, I like to make tiers that are fully something Carrie has to do that he doesn't know he's going to have to do. I think that's really important on any Patreon, don't you?
Yeah,
Carrie, what do you think it is? What do you think it is?
I think it's probably hair waxing.
Hair Dang it, I should have done that. That would have been good. No, it's called Get Motivated by Carrie. Okay, and if they sign up for Get Motivated by Carrie, then once a month you have to spend 60 seconds encouraging this person in your bestest motivational voice, and you'll kind of like Sales by Tony.
Pay me. Yeah, I prefer it.
Pay him, yeah, and it's more expensive than the Wealthy as a Kevin because you're gonna really get a special VIP treatment here.
60 seconds of my time is $3 to $4 worth of cards that I would post. So
think of that. Listen, especially if you're like an aspiring YouTuber, Harold Tornado, hint hint. If you're trying to make it on YouTube, imagine what it would do for your channel to have American Arbitrage say your name like 9 times in 1 minute on this show. I mean, that's a write-off. That's a write-off is what that is. Wouldn't you say?
True, guys. You've never really felt exhilaration until that's happened. It'll change your life. Guaranteed,
yeah, and
100%.
I think at the end of the day, Carrie's motivation is the thing that's going to get you to where you want to be. So just consider it, I'm not trying to shill this new tier, but...
There's gonna be tiers, and they're not going to be yours. They're going to be mine, because I'm going to be so hyped up, I'm going to get emotional.
So when I quit this podcast, can I still be in the Discord? Because you're apparently purging people. I have been
purging.
It's not the gulags and the
So
Gulag
we
Archipelago.
talked about how a lot of people were living rent free. We had like 112 people in the Discord, and we put in a new requirement. The new requirement was you had to link it to your Patreon. And that way, like, you're only in there if you were... It was 111 people that were... 111 plus 19.
And how come I'm not getting paychecks?
130
I don't understand.
130 people. Because we hosted a stupid trash cash event where we lost a bunch of money.
We're
going to do it better next time. Okay, so 130 people. Once I turned on this Patreon, like, link thing where you actually have to be an active member, how many people do you think we have now?
46.
No, it's, let's see, 58, 68, 74 active members. So we had like 50 people living rent-free in the Discord server.
Taking that naturally, looking through it, Carrie's been living rent-free on this podcast for, 64 episodes.
Some would say I'm the most vital part, but yes, go on.
Yeah, same idea, same difference. But yeah, no, so Andy So Meta, who is also living rent-free in the Discord, but I've let him stay there because he helped me figure this out. He taught us how to actually make it so you're not living rent-free. But Andy So Meta, I'll say this, and this is me being naive again, everyone seems to recognize his name. Was he like a big part of the community back in the day?
He's been in chats for years and years and years, yeah.
Okay.
With, the people that are in chats.
Yeah, every time I go to a live, like if he comes in, everyone's like, "Hey, Andy So Meta," and I'm like, "Oh, he's like known."
Well, you mentioned Pat D's. When I was first starting, I was in that chat all the time. I got like 6 subs out of that chat. It's
that actually is what made you. Well, you owe him residuals, by the way.
Pat D's. That's right.
Yeah. Why don't you get on his whatnot and bid right now? So Rad
There's
Relics
another
doesn't win another
I
item.
got a lot of ones from too. So
he had a podcast.
No, it was just a weekly chat. I mean, yeah, it's not a podcast. I don't know. What do you call it? What's a podcast? It was a live. I guess they're all podcasts. I don't know.
Listen,
let's talk about it.
Yeah, well,
I know what's not a podcast. The Reseller Clickbait podcast is not a podcast.
No, that's a train wreck. That's a train wreck. That's a train wreck, yeah.
Hey, man, it's pretty. It's kind of inspiring to see them still dragging that through. They're doing good.
It's impressive. And I've said many times they need to get a third, and they're not listening to me. And if I can't get Yakov Benz on a podcast eventually, I'm very upset.
Jen's Multiverse is terrific, man.
Yeah, she was good with him.
We became a couple. I feel like we hit a different level.
You say something about a throuple?
Yeah, once we became a throuple, the 3 of us, I feel like the podcast reached a new level.
Susquehanna Picker says, "Are you inviting anyone on tonight? I'm sitting here waiting just in case." Like, the people in the Discord are just like sitting there waiting to be invited to the podcast.
Is that Susquehanna Picker?
There's some serious shills in there shilling their own stuff. I mean, you give them a platform, and
you gotta.
Can you blame them?
Focus on the fact that Ink Picker sponsored this bingo card with her podcast.
I know.
Like we were gonna say,
Flipping Fantastic podcast.
She said today that
stupid enough to mention the Flipping Fanta podcast.
Fanta's Flippers.
She asked me if I would sponsor her new shed. I said I'd sponsor a bin. I'd sponsor a bin.
Okay, fine. You know what? If Reseller Clickbait Podcast won't listen, then here's my request. Flippin' Fantastic Podcast should have Yakov Benz as a guest. I just, I want Yakov Benz on a podcast. I love
that you want him on a podcast, but you're not putting him on our podcast.
Heck no. Kevin won't let me put him on here. He doesn't have enough clout in Kevin's eyes.
No,
Kevin's all about the clout.
Let me tell you.
I went out to dinner. I went out to dinner with Jake in New York, and he said that there was a lot of politics in the reselling world. So he stepped away, and I said, honestly, there's two people. When I say politics, I mean infighting and things like that, not actual politics, governmental politics, but there's a lot of fighting and stuff in the reselling industry world, the YouTubing content creation. And I said, I don't really think that's true. There's a few people that you've maybe attach yourself to who do have a lot of drama, but most people don't have drama, I don't think.
I get along with everyone except for the 3 people I hate. And outside of them, I get along and love everyone. And I'm never
Commonwealth Picker.
3 people I hate. But there is
Lady Arbitrage.
Lady Arbitrage is getting on my
Eric
nerves.
OBX Picker.
Oh, OBX Picker, yeah. You're a big hater of OBX Picker.
I'm so tired of OBX. That's scam.
But yeah, so Susquehanna Picker also said, best way to list I have my way on my phone. I find similar, sell... What are you telling us this for? No one asked.
He's interviewing himself for the podcast.
These are the things he could be adding to the podcast if we brought him in right
Dave.
now.
You talk about me being a shill. You'll have a shill. Here you go. If you really want me to shill, there you have a tier of you might get on the podcast tier and charge them an extra $1 and then draw it.
I like that. That's a good idea. Would. I mean, I really want to see Carrie motivate people, so that's the one I'm pitching this week.
I'm excited about that.
Country Road Bidding said, our store has been slow since coming back from vacation. We are running a sale, adjusting prices, and trying to source better quality, more desirable items, but nothing seems to be getting us back to where we were before vacation.
There's a lot, let me tell you.
I did that.
Any suggestions?
Reseller Information Network for the answer on that. That's my opinion.
Yeah, definitely the wrong show to be asking.
100,000 viewers on YouTube, and don't worry about it. That's the suggestion. But seriously, hey, my store, I shut it down for a week. And it sputtered for a while. Finally, the last 3 days are over.
Did you say it's
250?
Buttered?
Sputtered. It's over 250 for the last 3 days. But there was a couple days right out of the vacation that was it was bad. It's $100.
We do have
one day was
butter
under $100. It was terrible.
If you had butter, I would eat it. Is all I'm saying. I'm a big fan of butter. Yeah, I mean, so when I do vacation mode, it usually is dead. But I don't know. I don't worry. Honestly, Kerry was talking about it in one of his videos this week. It's about listing, guys. Just list.
It is. But I'll tell you what.
Listing is brute force. You just have to list more, and if it's not going fast enough, you have to list even more. I mean, I don't know any other way around it, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I ran a sale. I typically run a sale at 30% off for stuff that's been in the store for over a year, and I always get sales. I ran that thing when I came back out of vacation. I sent all those offers, and it still sputtered. I got one. It was only a 3-day sale, and I got one sale out of that. Yeah. One. I normally get 10.
eBay is dead. That's what Kevin just said. eBay is dead, guys. It's time to move on.
Not dead. Today's sales were great.
Whatnot. That's
most
what Kevin
stuff we listed.
Whatnot is better than eBay, said Kevin just
it's
now.
It's 10 something.
Explicitly.
Yes.
Listen, Chris Old School Picker, he's like, I hate eBay. eBay's whatever. He's like, I might do Whatnot. And if he's saying that, I don't know.
I mean, Whatnot.
Whatnot is not for everybody. I don't care what anybody says. It just isn't. It just isn't.
No. And I did my whole Flipper video this week. This one that came out yesterday for anyone listening to the show. I do a whole big rant about what not to do because,
what not to do. I feel like.
I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I did my whole Flipper video this week. This one that came out yesterday for anyone listening to the show. I do a whole big rant about what not to do because, what not to do. I feel like, I don't know. I'm struggling with like the pity bidding to the point where I'm like throwing away a lot of money. And I love all the viewers and I love that they're trying Whatnot, but please stop doing a Whatnot show where you start everything at $1 and inviting me, because then I feel like I have to buy everything and I can't afford it anymore.
Well, you could just resell it on yours.
No, it's the Whatnot shipping, man. I think I bought like 8 items from this one guy, and it was $25 to ship it all. And
this is what I want to talk to you about, Dave. So, and I'm going to do this on this because I have the May 31st show, 7 p.m. See what I did there? Yeah. So, but I'm going to put stuff together. There's not much else I can do because I'm not putting one up. Why do you put one item up at a time? Why not just make a box of DVDs and get it out?
I did when I did my DVD auction. It was bundles of 5.
5? Why not? I got CDs out there and I put like 50 in there. I put cassettes. I put 60 cassettes in there. Just do it that way.
Whatnot shipping for stuff that's that heavy ends up badly calculated.
Come on. It's way better.
No. I'm telling you, it ends up poorly calculated, Kevin. You'll see. You don't want to do stuff that's like 18 pounds on Whatnot. Carrie, you've experienced this, right? So... Like, they screw it up.
You definitely don't want to do heavy items in general, if you can help it. I mean, the only times we've done heavy items recently is when Dave put them in our auction out of spite. That's really the only time. That's the only time we did super heavy items recently. Dave was like,
what do you, I mean... What's your evidence? Okay, I'm using a number 7 box.
I sold
right?
a PS2.
Yeah.
A PS2 didn't work, right? Non-working PS2. Listed on Whatnot. Put the real weight. It was like 5-6 pounds. Whatnot was charging $20 for shipping for that.
For everybody?
Anyone?
Do they calculate by distance? They don't.
No, they don't calculate by distance. So it was just $20, and I sold it for $1 because no one wanted to pay 20 plus more for an as-is PS2 that they didn't know if they could fix. So, like, I mean, I don't know. What's the rush, Kev?
I have a box of T-shirts. Box of them, right? I got like 20 T-shirts in there. It's a number 7 jam-packed. You think it's going to be something bad to sell then? Is that what you're telling me? Because I'm selling.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if you get less than you thought, because they are also looking at that $28 shipping charge. Right?
Okay. For you, that's all. For you might be able to make some money because they're going to be paying that Commonwealth picker tax.
The Commonwealth tax, yeah.
Because they want that.
Well, you got to pay the Commonwealth.
They want to pay that. They want that sweet Commonwealth shout out. Is what they want. So you might do okay.
I was thinking the other day, like, this is just totally a cop-out excuse, but it did make me wonder, like, do you think having a location-specific YouTube name like is actually bad for your channel?
Yes,
I think it might be.
It is. Well, it is and it isn't. Look, it depends on when you. I mean, Cincinnati
better for
picker,
you.
Right?
There's many Commonwealths.
Commonwealth could be vague and
NC is very clearly North Carolina.
Yeah,
and so I think that does hold me back a little bit.
I still think Nitro Chalooza.
You look at like the people who blow up. A lot of times, it's pretty rare. Other than John, and he was way early. Pretty rare for someone with a very specific name like NC to.
Well, how many people blow up?
Well,
6?
Let's see. Mountain Man Treasure. He's huge now.
Okay,
that's so graphical.
Come on, dude. Seriously, I mean, how many people have blown up in this space? 5? 6?
Well, listen. Well, yeah, no. Froggy Flips. That's not locational. Okay, what do we got? We've got who's the one who keeps getting a million views? Julian. What's his channel name?
Bearded Truth Machine.
That's not locational.
You want to blow up you need some sort of attribute, and you need some sort of weather event. That's how you do it. You need to be like silky smooth hurricane, and then you may
like Harry Tornado. I get that.
Funny. I get it. I regret saying it.
Yeah, it was a good try.
No, I do think a name is important, but it's not the.
But this all comes down to something that I think about late at nights when I'm laying in bed. When I finish looking at my picture of Carrie on my ceiling, is like, could I get away with changing the NC picker?
Yep.
Because I don't live in NC anymore.
Yes.
But what would happen if I just changed my channel name?
Okay, so do you have any examples of anybody who's done it? Because I've got one.
Changed their names? No, I don't know anyone
not
that's
somebody that's blown up
it.
per se. But yeah, well, you mentioned before Reseller, and I don't know what he's got subs now, but Gateway.
Yeah.
I keep saying that because that's Chad, Gateway Picker. Golden State
Golden
Picker.
State Picker.
Yeah.
Golden State Picker.
Yeah.
I don't think
did it work for him?
Yeah, absolutely did.
But I don't have a better name. That's the other problem. Is like I sit there and I'm like, everything is taken. Everything is taken. When you try to think of like reselling names, it's so hard.
Arbitrage.
It doesn't have to be reselling. Froggy flips. Okay, that's sort of ish.
Could it just be Dave's
Craigslist
Dingleberries? Dave's Dingleberries.
Harry Tornado. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, Harry Tornado has nothing to do with anything. What the heck does that mean, Josh? We're gonna bring Josh back on the show and ask him what the heck that means.
He is a hairy tornado. That's what it means. That's what it is.
You know, everyone at work has always called me the Tasmanian Devil because I do things so fast without even thinking and just hope they'll work. I wonder if I could tie like Tasmanian, but that's too much like tornado.
That's also another location.
What if I just did Tasmanian Tornado with hair?
Well,
That's what I could call it.
Rally Roots. That's not a name.
I can go for Rally Roots. That's not bad.
The early stages, there's a lot of pickers that have blown up. Pickers, part-time pickers, right? I mean, that was you can have pickers and blow up. I mean, I got picker.
Yeah. Are you saying you blew up though?
No, I never did blow up. I was just I say this all the time. 80 people have. My highest video is 420,000, Dave, and yours
Maybe
is
I'll try
what?
it with NC Flipper first. That would probably be the safer place to start it. Like, figure out what I want to go with and start there.
I think it matters less on that channel than it does on your big channel.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you to change it. Matter of fact, let's have an auction for it. That's
Comment down below, guys. Tell me if I change NC Picker, what I should change it to, and tell me if I should do it. We need some comments and some engagement. Because I want to change it. But
think of Crazy Lamp Lady. Crazy Lamp Lady.
I love that name.
Great name.
I love that name.
Great name.
What if I was just like Crazy Lamp Fella? Like, do you think she'd mind?
Andrew might mind.
She could be anywhere. Like she could be in Peru or South Dakota, and she's
homeschooling picker.
Yeah.
That's not tied down to anything.
What about when your kids grow up? Then you're not homeschooling anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she should probably change it to just picker.
Homeschooling, like in the past tense.
Or just homeschooled picker.
Garage Sale Nation. That's a great name. You should
I can't help but think of like things from what was his name? Brick from Anchorman. Lamp. I love Lamp.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be my channel name. Lamp Picker.
Just don't do Art Vandalay.
Rad Relics. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. I just
names don't matter as much,
so sick
but
of NC Picker.
I just But that'll be the other thing though. People will know you by NC Picker. Well, that might be good for you. Like, I don't hate this guy.
Should I go tag? I would have to go tag all my old videos and say, what if I called it the Getaway Gang? That'd be something.
Well, I would pivot. I would actually just go to different.
Maybe I should just do RV reviews.
I want to think of a name for you. The pineapple picker. Pineapple picker.
Upside down pineapple. Swinging picking.
Picking
the swing.
Yes, we travel around from town to town. That's good. I like it.
Flamingo picker. Theme park
not
picker.
A good reseller. Try that. Not a good
Someone
reseller.
Already has not a good reseller, and they're pretending to be me in it, so I guess we're already there.
At the end.
Yeah. Not a good picker, too. There's the name. That's it.
I think
this has been Trash to Cash Podcast. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.